Hey guys, it's Drew again. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card right here, which is it's a gift card that you could store a gift on the inside, and as you can see, it's a lot thicker than a normal card. I made a binding at the top a lot. It has a quarter-inch binding at the top so you can fit things on the inside. And it's just a really cute card just to give to somebody. And this is a little envelope. Let me open up that to show you. Has a little bit of string on there. Pull that open. You have a little envelope. I'll show you how to make the envelope, and you just slip a little something in there for whoever you'd like to give it to. So let's show you how to make the card. Okay, I have this card. I have a frog that I cut from an SVG file from, it's an SVG file from, what's it called? Sorry, it's an SVG file for SureCutslot, and it's the Frog SVG file, and I'll have a link to it in the info box off to the right. And I'm going to make the frog look like this, so I'm just going to glue him together really quickly. And I'm just going to use the Zig 2-way glue pen on this little guy. Kind of just add some glue around the areas. And then, oh well, I didn't even need to add it to the feet, so don't add it to the feet. And I also need to do the head of the frog, and I cut the frog out on the SureCutslot. I clicked the little keep proportions when I imported the frog SVG, and I clicked on, I made it 4 inches tall by 3.5 inches wide, and then I just kind of ran the second layer, which is the top, which will give you the legs and the head. I put it over the top and then just sized it to where it looked like it would fit on the top of it. I can't give you the correct proportions, but you can figure that out. It's really easy to do. Just size it on top of it and see if they fit together, and drag them apart and cut them. And I cut it using a yellow cardstock for the top layer and a pink cardstock for the bottom layer. And then let's get to the card. Okay, the card is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, an average card if you're going to do it. And I scored it at 4 1/8 going this way, and 4 1/8 going this way. And then I scored it, and I'm just going to use a bone folder to get a really nice crease on there. Use a bone folder to get a crease, a really nice crease. You'll have a binding like this, and after I have the binding like this, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to take a little bit of this Beacon's 3-in-1 glue. This is a crafter's glue. It's great for fabric. And I'm going to run it down the spine. A pretty thin, like, ream of glue. And after I have a pretty thin ream of glue, I'm going to use a little bit of this ribbon. It's like some of that ribbon with the weird frilly edges on it. I don't know what you call it. It has this little edging. But if you know what it's called, put it in the description, or leave a comment at the bottom of the page and tell everyone what it's called, because I don't know what it's called. And I'm just going to run it along the spine on top of the glue, and then I'm just going to use a pair of scissors and simply cut the bottom and the top, so I just have a perfect little piece of ribbon going down that. Let me just push my pen in. So I have this so far, and that is on the spine, and it gives you a cool little effect if you run your fingers on the edges. And then I'm going to create the top layer, and I have a piece of cardstock cut at 3 3/4 by 5, and this will layer on top of here really nicely. I'm just going to, oh no, sorry, before I do that, I'm going to add on my piece of pattern paper, and this is from the Glitter Stack, and this piece of paper is cut at 2.5 by 5, and I'm just going to add some glue to the back of it. And I'm going to put it kind of towards the top, but leave a little bit of room at the bottom. Like that. So you have this so far. And then this, after we do that, I'm going to add a little bit of this hot pink ribbon. This is from Paper Tray Ink. This is a Grow Dry Grain ribbon, and it's their Hibiscus Punch. And I'm just going to cut off a little bit. And I got this so long ago, I don't know if they sell it anymore, so if not, just get a pink ribbon just to go down at the bottom of this, right here. I'm just going to line it up and get 2 pieces of tape. And then I'm going to line it up down here, and I'm going to flip it. Okay, that didn't really work out. I'm going to line it up, and then I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to add my tape right on top, just to the back of it. Back of the ribbon. So you have a piece that looks like this, and then normally I just add a tiny little bit of Tombow adhesive to the middle to keep it stuck down. So you have a piece that looks like this so far, and then after I do that, I'm going to adhere this on to the base of the card. I don't know why, but I'm really into like just putting it sporadically everywhere. The Tombow Mono adhesive. I'm just going to kind of center it on the front of the card so it will look like this. Right there. And then I have my frog that we just cut out. And to the frog I'm just going to use a white gel pen. I'm using a Signo Broad gel pen. And I'm just going to put 2 little pupils in the middle of the eyes. Just to give it a little bit more of a dimensional effect. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals here. These are some pretty big dimensionals. Just going to add 2 onto there. Peel them off, and these are some square foam dimensionals. I can't tell you the brand, I'm not 100% sure. And then I'm going to put it right about here, over to the left-hand side more, on my card, so we have it right here. And then I'll be using a stamp, and this stamp says Friends, and it's from the Thank You stamp set from Ink and Inkadoo. And I'll be using some Memories black ink. I'm just going to kind of ink this up. Get that out of the way, and I'll be stamping the Friends right down here. Right at the bottom. Sorry if that's not so straight, I stamped it backwards. Everything is pointing towards you guys, so. Okay, now this is a little bit of the tricky part. This is the envelope. Okay, you're going to cut your envelope, a piece of whatever cardstock you'd like to use at 4.5 by 4.5, so it'll make a perfect square. Then you're going to go over and score at 2 inches from the left, from your left-hand side to this side, and 2 inches from your right-hand side to this side. So 4.5 is a complete, and if you score from 2 inches on this side, 2 inches on this side, you'll have a 1/2 inch little piece down the middle. You're going to do that on all your sides, so score 2 inches, 2 inches,